Well, learning to fly is something that many of us have thought of at one point in time or another.
And now it's become a little bit easier here in Eastern Idaho with the opening of Bravo 6 Flight Academy.
Local News 8's Chris Nessman is in the studio. Now, Chris, you are actually going to flight school there right now.
Yeah, I actually am, and I'll tell you, so far it has been a great experience. I will say, though, it takes a lot more work to become a pilot than I think most people, myself including, realized. Landing a plane may look simple, but for students like myself at the relatively new Bravo 6 Flight Academy in Rexburg, it's practiced by study and repetition, literally hundreds of times.
One of the questions that we get asked most is, how does somebody become a pilot?
That's John Seal, the founder of Bravo 6. He and several flight instructors created a program for people to go from zero aviation experience to certified pilots, be that a private pilot or beyond to a commercial pilot.
And what we've done is we've broken it down into very bite-sized chunks. There's 3 types of certificates, a private pilot, an instrument pilot, and a commercial pilot. And then at that point, you are a commercial pilot.
The curriculum follows FAA guidelines where future pilots learn everything from takeoff and landing procedures to plane weight and balance calculations to flight maneuvers on how to put out an engine fire. They've already had success, like with Parker Romney, who recently became a certified private pilot.
I want to turn around and be an instructor. I mean, obviously, getting to airlines is cool. It's one of my goals, but the short-term goal is to become an instructor.
Speaking of instructors, Bravo 6 has 6 of them. Each of them has several hundred flight hours under their belts, and all are trained to help you learn to fly.
What I think is really rewarding about it is being able to take these people with no knowledge about aviation and then taking them, making private pilots out of them, and then taking them beyond that to then commercial pilots, and then them being instructors themselves.
The school is still growing. They recently purchased 2 new planes to provide a larger variety for students to learn on. Seal also says they are currently in talks with Idaho State University about expanding to Pocatello and working directly with the university, meaning becoming a pilot may be a future degree option for ISU students.
Wow, that is so cool.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love flying most of the time.
Right.
Has this been a childhood dream or something you've always wanted to do? Or?
It really has. I always wanted to be a weatherman and a pilot, so I did one, and then I was like, well, I don't want to wait too long to get started on the other one. And so that's kind of, it was about time for the change.
That's awesome.
That is so exciting. Okay, so now how much does something like this cost?
And that is the big barrier, and honestly, it was the thing my wife and I, we had to figure some stuff out first. It's expensive. So if you want to become just a private pilot, at least with Bravo 6, you're talking 10, maybe pushing 15,000 if it takes you a little bit longer. If you want to go all the way to commercial, which that also includes instrument rating, all of that adds up to about 75,000. So it's an investment because pilots do tend to make a pretty decent salary, but the upfront cost is something that you have to kind of work around.
Well, it's a lot like college tuition. You're going to pay a lot to get that
cheap,
degree, regardless of where you go.
The hope is it's worth it.
And that's what you're going for, is commercial.
That is.
All
So
right.
eventually it won't be on TV, but
Won't be on
you
TV,
got
but
me
maybe
for
you'll
a
might-
little bit
yeah.
longer because I've got some time.
You might fly with you. They might fly with you sometime.
Yeah.
Listen to
You'll
those
hear,
pilots.
you'll hear Chris in the As you're getting ready to take off.
And you'll
It's
recognize that voice.
That's right.
Especially when he does the
No,
weather.
because the rule of thumb as a pilot, you're supposed to be like, so, just kidding.
Right, you're going to be way too clear for him.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, Chris.